The Manarasala Sri Nagraja temple is a very ancient and well-known temple that is dedicated to the Serpent Gods. The famous Nagraja temple of Manarasala is nestled in a forest glade, like most temples that are dedicated to the snake gods. The temple has over 30,000 images of snakes in various shapes and sizes along the path and among the trees, and it is one amongst the largest such temples in Kerala. The temple is located in the town of Harapad in the Alappuzha district of Kerala state. Women seeking fertility come here to worship, and upon the birth of their child come back and conduct special pujas, who often bring snake images as offerings. Though the legend related to the origin of the place cannot be deemed as its history, the story on the evolution of Manarasala as being one of the foremost places of worship of the snake gods is associated with Lord Parshurama, who is said to be the creator of Kerala. Parshurama wanted to release himself from the sin of killing the Kshatriyas, for which he approached the holy rishis, who suggested that he should gift a land of his own to the Brahmins. Parasurama asked Varuna, the lord of the seas, to give him some land. He threw his axe into the sea and thus raised the land from the sea and gifted it to the Brahmins. This land came to be known as Kerala. The land was not habitable due to its salinity. Parshurama was deeply pained by this and undertook a penance to please Lord Shiva, who said to him that the salinity can be removed only by the flaming poison of the serpents. Parshurama began to perform a penance in order to please the snake god. He, along with his disciples, set out into a deserted jungle in order to please Nagraja, who was inaccessible beyond anybody's understanding. He found a suitable place close to the seashore and constructed a third hasthala and began his penance. Nagraja, who was pleased, appeared before Parshurama, willing to grant him his desire. The sage prostrated at the feet of Nagraja and offered his prayers to realize his objective. Nagraja granted his request, and the ferocious serpents arrived at the spot and began to spread the flaming Kalakda poison, after which the land of Kerala became habitable and green. Parshurama requested the Lord to stay in this land forever and bless the residents of this land, which was accepted by Nagraja. Parshurama conducted the installation ceremonies as per the Vedic rites, and Nagraja chose to reside in the Mandara trees nearby, and the place was called Mandarasala. As time passed, Mandarasala became Manarasala. The installed deity here represents Ananta, who is seen as Lord Vishnu himself, and Vasuki, who is worshipped as Shiva in spirit. Parasurama appointed Brahmins who were tantric experts. for performing the pujas, and nominated kshatriyas, peasants, and the ashtavadyas who were supreme amongst the physicians and just brought Kerala into greenery and prosperity. He also gave instructions to be followed to preserve the sanctity of the place and left. Many generations passed by and a particular family fell into the grief of being childless. Vasudev and Sridevi resolutely worshipped Nagraja to bring an end to their sorrow. At about this time, an unexpected fire broke out in the jungle around the dwelling place of Nagraja and burnt down the jungle. The serpents were tortured by the flames, which forced them to hide in their pits with great difficulty. The couple took care of the serpents who had their hoods charred, half-burnt bodies and fainting from time to time. They gently fanned them with fans made of sweet-scented grass and poured ghee mixed with honey and oil on the wounds and cooled their melted bodies with sandalwood paste and comforted them. Once the serpents were nursed back to health, they were put back at the foot of the banyan trees and also new pits were constructed for them to reside. The couple offered the serpents elaborate pujas which comprised of ghee, milk, payasam, rice powder, turmeric powder, coconut juice, bananas, cow's milk, and mixed all these ingredients and offered it to Nagraja. This offering was called Nuram Palam, which is seen as an important offering in the temple till date. Nagraja, who was greatly pleased by the rituals, made an appearance to the couple and said that he would incarnate as their son and would assume the form of a serpent and stay here permanently. The boon came true and the lady became pregnant and gave birth to a 5-hooded serpent child as well as a human child. The two brothers grew up together and as time went by, Nagraja instructed his younger brother to enter into matrimony for the perpetual reservation of the Holy Family and obeyed it. When Nagraja realized that the objectives of his incarnation had been done, he informed the mother that he would live at this home and suggested certain rituals and rules for offering worship and went into the cellar of the house and vanished. It is believed that even today the 5-hooded Nagraja stays in the cellar in meditation for the prosperity of his dependents. The members of the household fondly address him as Muthasan and Apopan, grandfather. The jungle close by in the premises of the temple is known as Apopan Kavyu or Grandfather's Grove. The beliefs and rituals associated with the temple are different from most of the other temples, and this is one rare temple where the puja patterns are headed by a Brahmin lady. Legends say that when Muthasan left for the cellar, he had given certain instructions to his mother, which also says that only Mother herself can offer worship to him and only on certain days men are allowed. It was decided that after the mother's time, the senior-most Brahmin lady in the family would have the status of the mother. Devotees who come to the temple make sure they have a darshan of Amma, who is to be seated at her residence and bless every individual wholeheartedly.